unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live.
Best in the business.
Ego. The ego.
That's ego.
Ego hit y'all with another one.
That boy Bud. Terence Crawford has been very tricky. I want to go as far as saying he's hiding his weight ahead of the Canelo Alvarez fight. We gonna get unpacked. My original series, often imitated but never duplicated, and I'm gonna break down everything in this unpacked video. So stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. It is fight week. September 13th is going down. Somebody's legacy going to take a hit. If Canelo loses to a smaller, pretty much a welterweight, right? That's going to look pretty bad. And it'll be historic. So I don't know how Canelo, if he were to lose this fight, I don't know how that would age in the history books, losing to someone so small. Right? If Crawford loses, I mean, he's done his work. 2X undisputed. He was the first man, not Clarissa Shields, who was a woman. Shout out to her, though. The GOAT. First man in boxing to achieve that. And other people did after that, like Usyk and Naoya Inoue. Crawford, I mean, he's going to take a legacy hit if he loses. Undefeated record, that'll be gone. So this Saturday, it's about to go down. We going to see. And we going to see. But I'm back with my show, Unpacked, and I have to squeeze in Ego Weight Watchers, a.k.a. ILL, which is my informative show where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle, before, after, and progress picks, especially when they have an upcoming fight. So, like I said, Saturday, they about to fight on Netflix, and it's going down. Now, Terence Crawford, he's been pretty tricky with his weight. I got to say that. I got to say that because I've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm pretty good with the eye test, as you guys know. The information is reliable. The Ego Weight Watchers, tried and true, right? But he's been tricky because I'm trying to get a gauge on it. Like, is he throwing out decoys? Is he really this weight? Is he going to come in heavy? Is he going to come in light? And the media that's coming out, like he has a cameraman or videographer, they're giving us little glimpses in the training camp. And I don't know if it's just his body type or the bulk up. I don't know. But in certain pictures, he looked like big. Like, he looked big. When he's facing off with Canelo, almost every time, he looked bigger than Canelo. So it's a fair fight. If Canelo wins, you got to give him props. Bomac, his own trainer, said he's been keeping Crawford at the 135s, 140s, 147. Said, hey, you disciplined, you can make it, do your thing down there. But he said, truth be told, Bud has needed to move up. And that's not my words. That's Bomac. He was getting his hair cut on Ring. You can go to Ring, go to their page. They got the interview, right? So Bud has been rather tricky, if you will, in terms of his weight, where it looks all over the place. And then there's also pictures coming out of order, right? So that adds to it. And fans are confused. Now, I'm gonna be real. This is why I know you guys are watching my videos, because you know I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. Y'all know that. But I want to warn you as boxing fans, there's a lot of low quality content available in the boxing space. Be careful where you get your information from, because people are playing a nasty game. They're playing a really dirty game, and I'm going to explain how it goes. And it's about Canelo versus Crawford, right? The game that they are playing is they have their mind made up who they're rooting for. And as you know, a lot of these content creators are not professional, and they're like really trying to pick sides for whatever reason, catering to their audience, whatever, right? Trying to pick sides. So what I noticed is there's people, because there were some questionable pictures about Crawford where he looked bigger and they were older. Then people try to retaliate by putting up older pictures of Canelo and saying like, look, Canelo, he's not in good shape. And now as fans, you guys are highly confused. Is this a recent picture or is it an old picture? You know what I mean? And to the Crawford fight picture that Ilia Topuria posted, that just organically came out, right? That's just a day after he posted this muscle picture. That picture organically came out because of UFC fighter Ilia Topuria, right? And I'll show you. So let me explain the chronological order. Crawford posted this picture where he looked like he getting his Tukey Williams on. He looked absolutely dialed in. He looked like the biggest we've ever seen him. He looked super vascular and defined, right? So it's literally the biggest we've ever seen Crawford. A day after this picture came out, right? And I know it's not a bodybuilding contest. I'm just giving you guys the chronological order, right? A day after, Topuria posted this. And then it's more of an unflattering picture of Crawford. So people were confused naturally because of Topuria's post. They're like, yo, is this recent? Is this a new picture of Crawford? Because what happened to them abs? And then people are arguing, oh, it was the lighting and this and that. So that's the confusion. So what the Bud Buddies did to retaliate for this, they started posting old pictures of Canelo Alvarez where he wasn't as defined, and that was their retaliation for this picture that got posted of Bud, where Bud looked, you know, he just didn't look fight week ready, right? So a lot of people are definitely confused because they're seeing this bloated looking Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? They're looking at this picture and they're like, is that a new one? What happened to the muscle picture, et cetera, et cetera. So again, word to the wise, be careful, because people are purposefully trying to deceive you, right? Moving on. This is Canelo Crawford Faceoff. I've already made a separate video about it, so I'm not really going to do that again, because if you want, check that video. But as you can see, Bud Crawford pretty much looks bigger than Canelo Alvarez, which is crazy because Canelo is the guy who has pretty much 9 years in the 160s, and Bud is the one moving up from 54. One thing I do like about what Crawford is doing here is Canelo's wearing like more dress clothes, so you can kind of tell he's trim and you can kind of get a feel for his shape. You know, he got this like light colored shirt. You can kind of see his arms. So he look in shape. You know what I mean? It's a tailored like suit or whatever fit. But Crawford, he's bundled up. So you don't really know. You don't know because he's wearing like a big hoodie in Vegas. So very interesting to me. That could mean one of two things. One, Crawford could be like the element of surprise, and he doesn't want to show his form until the day of the weigh-in on Friday. So he don't want to show you nothing, which we see also at the boxing media days. Sometimes you'll see for big fights, the experienced elite fighters, they're not going to show you. They're not going to really do no crazy workout because they're not trying to burn out, and then they don't want the enemy to see what they've been working on. So I've seen some people just get into the media workout and just talk to the fans for 5-10 minutes and then peace out. Some people actually sweat and do like a full-on workout, but it depends. And that's again because they don't want to show you too much as a fighter. They don't want you to know what the strategy is and stuff like that. So either one, Crawford is on some strategic stuff where he's like wearing this bulky FUBU looking outfit, you know what I mean, and this dark hoodie in Vegas because he doesn't want to show too much until the weigh-in. He just want to work in silence, which is smart. Or it could be he is wearing bulky clothes because he has more weight to cut. So hopefully it's not number 2 for Terence Crawford because, again, it's going to look really weird. You're the smaller person. And don't be surprised if Terence Crawford weighs more than Canelo Alvarez on the scale on Friday night or even misses weight. So just throwing that out there. So I'm curious about the bulky clothes. If he's on some strategic thing, then there's nothing to worry about. If he's doing it because, like, again, a lot of times people wear bulky outfits because they need to sweat and they still got weight to cut. Or he just got done working out and, you know what I mean, put it on a little fit. I don't know. So I'm not going to speculate beyond that. It is what it is. Hopefully both fighters make weight and we got to fight. I mean, I don't think anything like that is going to not happen or happen because it's a Netflix. They both stand to make so much money. They're going to have to figure this out. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the strategy is for Crawford's weight. Like I said, Crawford's been very tricky, but there's multiple pictures running around about Terence Crawford. 1 minute, you know, the picture, he looked crazy, chipped up, pause. And then the other picture that came out, I did confirm that this was taken in June because there's a video, and I already made a video about it. So you guys, again, I'm giving you guys all the news and the timeline. This picture is confirmed old. So that was the start of his bulk or whatever for the Canelo fight. And we know this because he has the same fit in that video where he slapped Steve Nelson and he was at the UFC PI. So it must have been taken then. And for whatever reason, Poirier waited till pretty much fight week to post it, an unflattering picture. So people thought Crawford was entering fight week looking like Doughboy. But that's not the case. To give you guys an idea of how Crawford truly is looking, because again, he's wearing the bulky outfit, but I'm going to show you what's underneath. Pause. Boom. Boom. This is recent of Terence Crawford as he gears up for Canelo. So as you can see, he looks good. He looks lean. He looks like he's taking it serious, and it's far removed from whatever this was in June. So he definitely put his row work in or whatever else, his strength and conditioning, snack people or whatever had him doing, because he came up out that weight. He came up out that weight. Just to give you another vantage point. Boom. You see that? You see that? So Bud, he's looking in some serious shape for fight week. I personally have been on record as saying I like Bud coming in lighter. Because my thing is this. It's a gamble either way because it's a weight class you have never fought at. And we know Canelo is powerful and strong. Canelo even fought at 175. So he's getting people's respect up at 175. So you can either come in light or come in on the heavier side. I personally prefer Crawford to come in on the lighter side because I believe his skill set, he has faster feet than Canelo. He has ring IQ. And some of his intangibles in the lighter weight classes are agility, and he's just clever and quick and cat-like, right? So you don't want to bulk up super heavy, in my opinion, and lose any of that, right? That would be the worst, because then you'll be a sitting duck. If you bulk up to the point where, and we're gonna see. That's why I said the weigh-in. I gotta give y'all content for the weigh-in. I got to, because I am very curious about how much each fighter is gonna weigh. Canelo looks very lean, but I'm not. The reason why I'm not stressing Canelo's weight is because I know he's fought here for several years and he's the champion. So I don't really have to do a bunch of mental gymnastics worrying about Canelo Alvarez. It's the same way. Like, see, and this is the problem with this fight that I told you guys from the beginning. I tried to warn y'all. This is why I don't like the fight, is because everything surrounding Terence Crawford is a shot in the dark, right? It's like a football team, your first, second, third string quarterbacks are all out, and then you call some guy in off the couch, and then he's like fifth, eighth string quarterback. He ain't been in the training camp, like learning all the plays. Maybe he's a great quarterback, and it can be on some, my name is Willie Beeman, who got the ladies. I got a green, and on my fan, I got a screaming, you can defeat me, you're dreaming. Why? Like, maybe he's on some Willie Beeman, Jamie Foxx stuff. Any given Sunday plays optional, right? And he's just this legendary quarterback that's just been waiting in the wings. But there's also a strong chance that he ain't Willie Beeman. He Willie Lump or something, and he's not this legendary quarterback. You know, that's why you weren't starting him first. So that's how I feel with Crawford, because he's proven, but he's proven with the okay resume at best, and he's proven where he's proven, mostly 147 and below. So he's either going to be Willie Beeman or not any given Saturday, right? This Saturday. And really, anybody who's professing to know exactly how Crawford will look is wishful thinking, because how could you know exactly how someone will look when they're taking such a massive jump? That's not every day that you do those types of jumps in boxing, and we've never seen him fight there. You can only be faithful that Crawford can get it together and has the wherewithal to put it together and maintain his best attributes at the higher weight class. He's going to have some sneaky shots, and he's going to have to get Canelo's respect. If Canelo doesn't respect him, it's going to be ugly. So there's a lot of questions there regarding that. Canelo was on the Breakfast Club or Sway or one of them radios, and they said, who hit you the hardest? It was on one of these radio shows on the East Coast. Canelo said, and they were like, what about Munguia? And he was like, nah. He's like, his punches weren't really all that. You know what I mean? He didn't really hit like that. So I'm like, man, because here's the thing. You can argue all day that Crawford got more skill than Munguia, but Munguia has a rugged, like, Mexican style, and he's forceful, and he looks like he's punching pretty hard. So for Canelo, who we know has a chin, for him to fight Munguia, like, we're just talking about power, pure power. Munguia is definitely bigger than Terence Crawford, for sure, and he's naturally bigger. Like, I was wondering how he was even making 154 when he was making it. That's why he did what he did to Saddam Ali, and it looked like a mismatch, because Saddam Ali beat Cotto, like late Cotto, but still beat Cotto. But Jaime Munguia was just like too big and too rough and strong and powerful at 54. So the bottom line, and I'm not comparing Crawford to Munguia. I'm just saying Munguia's in a bigger body. He actually had several fights, and not all of them were big fights. So he had like tune-up styles fights with Golden Boy to acclimate to the division, the 160s. He fought at 160, 168, blah, blah, blah. And then by the time he fought Canelo, he had already fought guys like Demetrius Ballard. He already fought guys like Sergey Derevyanchenko, very tough fight, Gay Rosado. So by the time he fought Canelo, he had already had these names in this experience in the higher weight class, all for Canelo Alvarez to be like, I ain't really feel his punches like that to Munguia. So that's what I'm saying. For Crawford, he gonna have to get some respect. He gonna have to get respect because Munguia, you can say he's less skilled than Crawford, no problem. But he's still a bigger guy that knows how to punch, and he throws hard shots, and had already fought John Ryder, stopped John Ryder, something Canelo couldn't do, etc. So we got to hope that Crawford's punching power, people keep talking about his strength. There's guys that are strong, like you can't physically move them, and they got some strength, but that doesn't mean your punching power is going to be up there no matter what weight class you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'm just throwing a random name out there. Let's say Keyshawn Davis is strong, like in the gym, but he's strong at 35. That don't mean he can go fight Artur Beterbiev and outstrength guys that are much bigger than him. So it's going to be very telling in this fight what we see. And I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, but y'all like when I do that. Y'all like, because it's all boxing, you know, we just talking boxing. And there's a couple aspects that need to be discussed. So ultimately, I do like Crawford looking tighter and trimmer than them previous pictures. He does look bigger than Canelo, so I will be watching his weight intently to see if he outweighs Canelo, to see what weight class, or not weight class, but what his weight is on the scale and whatnot. But this is an older picture for the record, in case you didn't hear that portion of the video. And Crawford does look in shape, but so does Canelo, right? I want to say also the face-off was very disappointing, very boring. I feel like Turkey, he's worried about gimmicks too much, right? Oh, we're getting Dana White and we're going to be on a raft doing the face-off. And it's just literally them staring at each other, spaced too far apart. Move Turkey, move Dana White, get the fighters closer, and let's get this thing going. You know what I mean? It's hard to get up and get excited for it when it's just like so blah and so vanilla. It's my personal opinion. But Bud's weight is the subject of this video. Let me know what you think. What weight do you think he should weigh in on the day of the fight? For more boxing news, subscribe to my channel. I got y'all covered. I will be doing daily content up until the fight about this and anything else that comes up in the world of boxing. If you want to stream like me, check out my live streams. I use StreamYard. The link is in the description. Sign up today so you can get your streams on point like your boy Ego. If you want to grow on YouTube, use my link in the description to get either TubeBuddy or vidIQ. These are extensions that I've been using for years. Know all about them, and I use them to put out videos like the one you're watching right now. So shout out to everybody who have supported the channel. The Cash App is in the description. A lot of you guys sending Cash App. I've been working. It's fight week. Super chats, super thanks. I appreciate everybody for supporting. I got a lot of content. I got a new special that I'm going to debut this week. If you want that type special, in the comment section. And you know, we're just going to keep rocking, turn this boxing game up. Let me know what Crawford's ideal weight is in the comment section. I'll see y'all.